Greetings, geeks and geekerillas. It is me. I am back. So, Topic Tuesday. I know this is coming at you late. Had some IRL stuff. But, just wanted to talk about a bit of news that came out. And no, it's not the Avatar news. Because I am very mixed on that. And don't really feel like going into it, because, well, just, you want to know my plain simple? Why? I want to trust the creators, but why? There's my, so, instead, I'm going to talk about news from last week. Two big bits of news into one. Elizabeth Tulloch has been cast as CW's Lois Lane. And Cassandra Jean Amell, wife of Stephen Amell, has been casted as Nora freaking Freeze for the CW. Okay. Now first, talking about Tulloch. She was not on my list because I did if you go back, I did do a Topic Tuesday on who I would cast as Lois. And she wasn't on there. And it's honestly because I don't think I've seen anything that she's in. I've seen clips and episodes of Grimm, but I wasn't really too familiar with her. But she definitely for sure looks the part. I'm glad that they're getting someone with jet black hair. No offense to Amy Adams and her being a redhead. I love me some redheads, but Lois I always imagined having jet black hair. And it was just a little jarring to see Amy Adams. And like I've said before, I like her Lois, just I don't like what they've done with her. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this Lois Lane. And from what I've seen of her as Juliet, she looks like she could play it. I mean, she's a strong female character who can kick butt, and in the show she kicks butt. Granted, in the show, from what I've heard, they do some crazy ass stuff with her character, so including a recast, I think. So but she played Juliet, if I hadn't said that yet. The main love interest for Graham. And I trust the CW people. I think they'll do a good job with her. And hopefully we'll see her more on Supergirl after the crossover. I do want to point out something though, is because I thought it was weird that she got casted as Lois Lane, because the dude who plays the lead in Grimm, I always used to get him confused with Brendan Routh. Until Legends. So, anyway, let's move on to the other one. Cassandra Jean Amell as Nora Freeze. This blew my mind. Because, for those that don't know, I love Mr. Freeze. I love the story that Batman the Animated Series gave him. He's one of my favorite Batman villains because of that. Like, ever. Like top 5, maybe even top 3. I love his tragic, understandable story. I don't like how they did the whole spider thing in New Adventures. And I for sure as hell hate how they handled him in the New 52. Making him obsessed over a girl from the 20s who he's never actually met. I'm not bitter at all. But anyway, so Cassandra Jean. I honestly do know something from her, because she hasn't done much. She's done little TV stuff here and there. She was on one of the NCIS's, one of the CSIs. She was in an episode of Mad Men. But the thing that I actually know her from is she played a sorority girl on an underrated TV show that I love called The Middleman. And she wasn't just a sorority girl. If she was who I think she was a murderous sorority girl. Well, not murderous, but accidentally tormented a dude so bad that he killed himself. But from what I've seen of interviews and stuff, she seems like a cool person, and I think she'll do a good job. I'm just curious about how Nora Freeze is gonna factor into the crossover. I mean, is she going to be like a friend of Kate? Or is she just gonna be like somehow involved with the bad guys? I can't wait to see how they do it. My hope is that her involvement means that Mr. Freeze is going to be a villain on Batwoman. Because that would be so freaking awesome. Because I love the tragic story of him doing everything he can to help his wife, even though he's gone through an accident himself and he's not the best. But he still wants to save her, and he's doing everything in his power to save her. I love that story, and hopefully they do it on Batwoman and we get to see it in full form. I also wonder, are they going to eventually do the Lazarus story, maybe? Which, for those that don't know, Nora Freeze once, after years of being frozen and also being shattered and put back together in the comics, gets put in a Lazarus pit. And because she's been so dead for so long and there are cracks in her, she absorbs the Lazarus pit, and that combined with the fact that she's been that she's been frozen, kinda dead, for so long, that it basically makes her go crazy. She's got flame powers and can reanimate the dead, and it took Mr. Freeze having to freeze his wife to stop her. So that could be an interesting story if they wanted to go through with it on Batwoman. But anyway, I'm excited for both announcements. Granted, I don't really know either actress, but I trust the CW. And I have seen glimpses of these actresses here and there. One thing I forgot to say about Elizabeth Tulloch. I did see one thing that she was in, but it's been so freaking long I barely remember it. And that is Lonely Girl 15. Yes, for all of you YouTube vets out there who remember Lonely Girl 15, she was in it. I could do a whole video about Lonely Girl 15, but I won't. And I could go on for like another 10 minutes just talking about that. But I won't. I will end it here. Say thank you for watching. Stick around. Hopefully if I get things... next time you'll see me is for that 100 special that I keep promising. But, anyway, for now, thanks for watching. Till next time, and beyond.